Welcome to chemistry. My name is Mr. Schmidt. Of course, we're going over a week 1A assignment here, and this video should help you answer some of these questions. So in this video, I'm going to be going over questions 1, 2, 3, and basically questions 1 through 9, or how to answer those. I'm not going to go over the answers on every one of those, but I will go over how to answer questions 1 through 9. And so the first thing that we're looking at is to determine how many valence electrons does rubidium have. Okay, there's a couple ways that we can do that. We can look at our periodic table and we can find rubidium, and there it is, number 37. And if you look at the group number, and it's 1A, that's what we're looking at. Anytime I say the group number is the same as the number of valence electrons, we're looking at the A number. So 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A, 8A. Those are our representative elements. So rubidium is in group 1A. It's going to have 1 valence electron. Another way that you can look at that is you can click on this link here, and that will take you to ptable.com, which is this right here. And this is a really nice view of the periodic table. And you can look at rubidium. And one way to know that it has 1 valence electron is you look at the electron arrangement for each energy level. And so the top one is energy level 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is energy level 5. And we can see that it's also period 5. So it's the last energy level. It's an energy level 5, and the valence electrons are the electrons in the highest energy level. So it has 1. The bottom number is 1. And it's true for everything in group 1, that bottom number is 1. So they all have 1 valence electron. And that is why we can say group 1 has 1 valence electron, or group 2, if you look at it here, everything in here has 2 valence electrons. And if we go to group 3A, now it doesn't say 3A on here, but all of these in group 13 have 3 valence electrons. And the same thing in group 4, or 14 in here in this case. In group 15, they all have 5. In group 16, they all have 6. So when you look at a group for representative elements, the number of valence electrons are always going to be the same, with the exception of helium. So neon is 8, all those are 8. And so that's how you know. You just look at your periodic table and look for the bottom number, and that tells you the number of valence electrons. That will not only help you on questions 1 through 9, but it will also help you on the remainder of the assignment as well. So how many valence electrons does rubidium have? Well, we saw that it has 1. So one thing you need to know is that cations, okay, we've defined these previously. They have a positive charge because they do what to electrons? You should know electrons are negative. And so in order to get a positive charge, they have to lose the electrons. And then anions have a negative charge because they blank electrons. So to get a negative charge, are they going to lose, or are they going to gain electrons? Are they going to gain something negative or lose something negative to have a negative charge? And that is going to be gain. Okay, I'm not going to go over the answers for numbers 4 through 9 as much, but you can find these real quickly by looking at your periodic table up here. I would encourage you using this periodic table versus ptable.com, and you just simply find the element in question. So rubidium, and then go to the top of the group. It is a +1. And if I ask you about barium, for instance, barium is a +2. If I were to ask you about tin, no, not tin, let's use another one. If I were going to ask you about boron, it would be a +3. If I were going to ask you about bromine, number 35, that would be a -1, because you can see the charges at the top. So make sure you have your choices when you type them in. So for rubidium, we saw the answer to that. Make sure it says a plus sign and 1. If it were a negative sign, make sure it shows a negative sign and 1. Don't just put the number, make sure it has the charge. So for rubidium, the correct answer is +1. So I'll let you go for questions 1 through 9 and finish those up. And then I'll give you another set of instructions for 10 through, 17. So good luck on answering those.